So all of this brought us to a very unique place in creating Tom's image and his message, because Tom's website, as you saw, was very corporate. But Tom was very animated. He was very approachable. He was very accessible to the artist. And what we did was we found a little thing. He had an idea. He says, I've always thought of, he said, I have this wild idea in my head about this little stickman character. He kept calling it Stickman. And I said, I think we can do something with that. So let's get together. So I worked with John David, who is an animator, and we came up with a little thing we called Stickman. And Stickman is Tom's vision of Stickman. And I'm going to play a video for you that was the first Stickman we ever did. And the idea was to kind of, let's find a fun a way that we can build this little character out that's going to create a touch point for Tom that's relative to his market, relative to his industry, relative to what he does. And it was interesting because we got in and we dug out literally a bit that Tom does live when he does his workshops and conferences. So he actually, if you were to go see Tom and you'd seen Stickman, you would go, that's Stickman. We've had thousands and thousands of plays on Stickman now. It's developed into a whole series. We're actually working into a channel development on Stickman that's going to expand this. What it does is each one of these little vignettes, for those of you that have particularly worked with artists, attaches to a direct thing that artists have greatest fear of or the greatest thing for them to overcome. The guitar guy that never wants to do a step out because he's afraid of what it's going to look like. The singer that's not going to take the mic stand off the stage. Now, does everybody watch America's Got Talent or American Idol? And you sit there and you listen to Simon Cowell say, you're making me nervous. Tom speaks a lot to Christian artists, and he's got a great comment. He says, I've seen artists that are so nervous it made the audience pray. So it's a very effective ministry, and that's the way we feel, because you know what? The audience isn't sitting out there saying da 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 da, but that's what's happening, and that's why there's a disconnect with the artist. So we found a way of doing that with his Stickman, and then we developed that into a much more aggressive website than what Tom used to have. We now see him in action. This is him. We see him in action up here, working a live music rehearsal through so people can get an orientation. This goes down the page. We now publish content into bands, singers, songwriters, young performers. We produce our own live events now, something that Tom had not previously done. We sell our own product online. We have a complete merch table online. And this is Tom on stage in a featured video with Just Blaze at the New Music Conference, where he's, Little Steven and them all talked about it's got to begin with your live performance. Because at the end of the day, the artist can have the greatest song on the greatest CD. And they can have a shot at a record deal. And what's the first thing the record label's going to say? Let's see them play. And you know what? It comes down to that moment. And many times that's 3 minutes. They got 3 minutes. And then they think about, how's my hair? What do we do? And they get up and they wing it. And then they end up blowing it. So this was where we went with a very aggressive site build out. And I'm going to discuss stats. So this now is a content focusing site that brings back tons and tons of traffic. Our top pages all drive to static pages. Our bottom is all back into our blog channels, and we blog aggressively. We now have a very diversified product line. He used to have a single product. It was all rolled up. It was a one-size-fit-all. You eat the whole elephant in one bite. I said, Tom, that's not going to serve. You've got to diversify your product line. He actually had a 7-series DVD series already finished, so we repackaged it. He wanted to put it all into one bundle. I said, no, we're going to give it into separate packages. This is one of the DVDs out of that 7-series package. We have our live music rehearsals. which is actually now kind of watching a rehearsal where here he's teaching and here he actually takes you through, and you get to kind of ride shotgun in a reality TV show style through a rehearsal. He has a new DVD that we're just coming out with. It's called The 7 Deadly Sins of the Artist and the Live Music Method, which is now the foundational element. We have a vertical product just for bands, and he's got a whole worship line that's now developed just for the worship market. And in the worship market, we do something different, because this product, you get to watch an artist go through a remake of their song, the same way a producer would do in the studio, watching them take the song and, you know, bring the artist to their full potential through the process. The problem is, I'm never going to perform that artist's song. In the worship market, we actually license popular songs that people are already doing and performing and playing, and we show them completely new arrangements of songs that are already in the market, and many times songs they're already doing, and we show them how through the rearrangement of that they can use that as a teaching to develop their own players, create a moment in their own environments, and now it's a fresh thing, so it's a replicated thing. They can use it both as a teaching tool, but they can also use it as a direct rehearsal tool. And then we do our own events, and we have an event running this week and also the 1st of October. So what does this content focusing do, and does it really, really work? Well, this is April of 2009, and this is September 4th. And this is showing you weekly traffic. Now, everything runs seasonal, so we have seasonal things. We actually made a shift here. We were getting so much traffic, we were starting to bog our server, and we made a server switch here. You can see what ended up happening. You know, that was a case where our technology finally ran out from underneath us, and we needed to relaunch a server. But Tom is up now to where his sites, when I came on with him, he was seeing about 500 to 600 people a month at his websites. We now went from 1 Tom Jackson URL. We now run 3 Tom Jackson URLs, and our combined traffic is about 16,000, 17,000 artists a month. And so that's a dramatic thing. His visits now through this period of time has been 131,000 artists that he has seen, and by that would be unique visits, not returning visits. And we've served up 278,000 page views. And we go to 2.12. Now this is through the life of this. If we were to come in and subsection this, you would see that our page views is actually going up. We're getting deeper penetration as the site is continuing to grow. So people are now coming in and hitting 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages into the site. The more we can create engagement, then the more we have them participating with us. This is part of that telling the story. And once again, you're not going to tell the story in one fell swoop. This is the email opt-in list. And this is after going from once a month emails to weekly emails. Now, you know, we have roll-off. We have about, you know, 10 or 15 people a week that bail for whatever reason off of our email list. So we have to constantly be working to get new ones in. But our list is designed to take care of the audience we have, okay? And if people want to leave, then, you know, God bless them. And if that number were to go high, I'd have to go take a look at what we're sending out in our emails and starting to offend people and send them off. We have a very targeted approach to our emails. Our emails are not sell, 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 buy, buy, buy. We do text-based emails. We do not include a bunch of graphics into our emails. We're very judicious in making offers, and we're very judicious in making calls to action, sales calls to actions. For us, if we do a good job of content focusing and we do a good job of communication, sales happen. Okay? And I'm going to show you that in a minute. The other thing this does is when we then do go out with an offer, it's not wolf, wolf, wolf. It's a legitimate time to buy offer. And we'll run our offers over 3 days to 10 days max. They're timed, they're focused, and they got to get it or it's gone. And we've run, I think, 2 sales in the last 2 years.